Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. As you guys can see, I'm not in my normal setup, but I wanted to make this video today. If you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel. So thank you very much for your support. So today, started the day with massive sell-offs in crypto, particularly in Ethereum. We went as low as 2,900, so I guess that my prediction on Ethereum at 5,000 by middle of the month will be a wrong one. It's part of the bottom 8 prediction, so I'm not so concerned about that one. But I've seen a few things that actually made me a bit hopeful, let's say. But let's go first with the potential bearish side. Can Bitcoin go to low 80s? Yes. Can Ethereum go to 2,500? Yes. Is it likely? I don't think so. I think there's a good chance that we put in the bottom today. I've seen something. I think it was Somi that published it on his Telegram channel. That Peter Schiff, who hasn't spoken about Ethereum for 4 years, something like that, came out and said something like this. I don't know. I just saw the post like 10 minutes ago. He said. Peter Schiff said something like this. In November 2021, Ethereum approached almost 5,000. Now it's 3,000, 40% down since November 2021. Bitcoin will be next. Basically proclaiming or implicitly saying that Ethereum is finished, is dead, is kaput. There's no shot for Ethereum. Now, I talk about a lot about bottom signals, and sometimes that conversation seems a lot theoretical, in the sense that we can go back in time and look at bottoms and say, oh, these were the bottom signals, but very rarely you have the ability to leave them. This is the example, I think, where we are today, that there's a very good chance that this is going to be the bottom for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it's actually quite interesting that we have 3 major events coming in January. Number 1, Gary Gensler is going to leave. Number 2, PPI and CPI will come out 15th of January. Number 3 is obviously Trump as president, and what is he going to do in his first day? What kind of executive orders will he pass? Now, one of the things that I like in terms of particularly for Ethereum is the fact that there's a widespread giving up on Ethereum. It's old news, it's finished, there's no hope. And also it's mapping out with these important days. Why do I find this so relevant? January 2017, January 2021. From 15 January onwards, it was pretty much up only. Meaning, of course, you had red days, don't take this so literal. But it was basically, as soon as the second half of January kickstarted, prices really started to ramp up. How funny that the CPI is January 15. Like, what a coincidence. And the forecast is extremely bearish, which obviously, if there's a beat, I think there's going to be a strong beat. The reversal we put in from the bottoms was actually quite considerable. I mean, Ethereum went as down as 2,920, something like that. It's now at 3,100. Bitcoin is approaching close to 94,000. So actually quite the bullish reversal. Is it the bottom? I don't know. Does it look like it? Yes. Would I be willing to guess that probably this was the bottom? Yes. So in terms of the bottom signals, how do you experience them? How do you leave them? Number 1, if you go to CoinMarketCap, we are almost, probably after today, we will see the indicator going from neutral to fear. Fear is when the indicator reads below 40. For you to have an idea, when we were pumping very hard, it was above 90. So this is a 0 out of 100. Anything below 40 is fear. Anything below 20 is extreme fear. The last time we had fear was in September 2024, and we all know what happened in the second half of September onwards. We all know what happened to the prices. So there's a very good shot. I need to see tomorrow. I mean, I won't be able to see today. Will that indicator turn into fear? I really hope so, because that's actually what you want to see. Number two, I'm starting to see the old negative things everywhere. On X, on YouTube, is the bull market over? Altcoin season cancelled? Crypto cycle finished? We are done? No way. There's no hope. So I'm starting to see these comments again. People saying, I was planning to exit in January, March, February and March. I guess I exited all my positions in January, blah, blah, blah. So basically, a lot of people sold their coins already, and they are celebrating, which tends to believe, it makes me believe that more likely than not, they're going to be caught up by the market. Now, let me be very clear. Of course, if CPI, PPI comes hotter than expected, much worse, blah, 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 then sure, we will keep going down. I mean, that to me is no discussion. But what I'm looking at is I'm trying to look at the fundamentals that precede the pricing. The fundamentals are things like the UAE has $40 billion Bitcoin. Trump will probably really build the strategic reserve. The DOJ apparently has been selling, which is actually quite positive, because that means the US will have to buy. Hong Kong politicians pushing for Bitcoin. Russia accelerating legislation to make Bitcoin property so they can actually build a reserve of their own, etc., etc., etc. Mt. Gox already all distributed. FTX just started distributing cash right now. So a lot of positive things are happening, and you see, and this is what I mean by bottom signals. Despair, a big fat red candle where you puke a lot of sellers out. Everything is bad news. Everything is bad things all the time now. It's rare to see anything bullish. Peter Schiff makes a comment about Ethereum. After not talking about it for 4 years, he decides, oh yeah, let me talk about Ethereum now. And the last time that he made a post like this was in August 5th, 2024. Remember, during the Japanese negative carry trade? And what he did was he made a very Bitcoin is finished kind of post, because he makes a lot of bearish crypto posts, but you need to look for those which are really giving you the impression that is calling for the death of something. Example, bottom of the bear market 2022. He makes a post where he says, this is not crypto winter, this is not even crypto ice age, because those pass. This is crypto extinction. That day was the bottom, or that week actually, not the day, but the week was the bottom. Then in August 5th, during the Japanese carry trade, he makes a post calling it crypto graveyard. That was actually the bottom that day. And now he makes one saying, oh, once upon a time Ethereum hit almost 5K, and now it's down 40%. Bitcoin is next. This kind of, okay, Ethereum is already finished and dead. Bitcoin, we're coming for you now. Something like that. Which to me makes me very bullish. So, is the worst over? Probably. I think there is a very good chance it is. I would feel comfortable in saying there's a very good shot that today was the bottom. Once again, all the big channels are predicting, oh, we're going to go to 77,000 and it's going to go down, and maybe the first altcoin season is cancelled, maybe with 2x XRP from here, this kind of stuff. So these are the type of things that I like to see. So I'm feeling more and more comfortable that we are either at the bottom today or probably sometime this week will most likely be the bottom. Once again, it will be something that becomes obvious. All the fundamentals that I've discussed earlier, it is something that will become obvious, but not until the candles turn green. But once again, I can be wrong. Again, as you guys just saw, we are pretty much approaching middle of the month, and Ethereum is not going to be 5K. So, as you can see, I can also be wrong. But I'm seeing a lot of positive things. They give me a lot of hope. Maybe we kickstart the day a little bit on the red, but then the numbers for inflation start coming out and things actually turn bullish quite quickly. We'll see. With that, thank you very much for support, guys. Don't forget, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.